I'm with Diana Friedman, who is the CEO of Sesame Communications, which is based in Seattle, Washington. How are you, Diana?
Hi, great. How are you, Mark?
Good, good. Sesame Communication provides online services for dental offices, and we have a lot of interaction with dental offices, obviously. I guess I just want to start off by asking, how far behind the curve is dentistry in terms of meeting patient expectations of being able to do things online with their dental offices?
That's a great question. And I think we are behind the curve in the sense of our ability to understand the needs. Dentistry is really good once needs are identified to come up with inventive and good solutions. But we have not really studied patient preference until about 2 years ago. So it was difficult to find answers to something that wasn't really defined as well. We had done a lot of research here at Sesame Communications, and we found things that went contrary to what we have learned in dentistry. For example, we always felt that personal touch, that personal connection with the office was really a key variable in creating and maintaining relationships with patients. And yet 93.4% of patients that we asked said we would rather communicate with the office online than have to call them. So part of the problem is that if we don't understand those preferences, we continue doing more of what we believe and we have been trained was the right thing to do. And then the results are just not there. What happens is people are more and more online. For example, mothers spend 6.1 hours a day on their smart devices, texting their kids, answering the phone, checking messages, emails, etc. Well, if you want to really connect to that mother to make sure the child shows up for their recare appointment or for the orthodontic adjustment, that's where you can find her. It's not the home number. It's, you really need to be online where the mother is already. So I think dentistry is behind, but part is not just the technology. Part is our ability to understand the world has changed, and some of what we believe to be true, we need to change our thinking. In order to really accommodate patients, we need to be online and not expect to have that personal relationships. When they're in their office, that's our opportunity to really create that personal one-on-one communication.
Well, you mentioned the mother working out of her home or raising kids or whatever, and the amount of time that she spends on the phone. That to me is the office reaching the mother in terms of letting her know about a recall appointment. But what about the reverse? What type of communication are the patient trying to have with the dental office?
That's a great question, Mark. And actually what we have found for many years, software providers allowed patients to view information online. So if you wanted to view your appointment, if you wanted to view your ledger card, that's what was made available to you. But now patients are telling us they don't want to just view it. They actually want to take action and communicate with the office online, which is different. So they don't want to view the fact that the insurance paid their portion. They want to be able to click and pay with a credit card the remaining balance, so they don't have to get an invoice, they don't have to write a check, they don't have to go to the post office and get stamps and all of that. So now patients want to be able to interact back and forth with the practice. That means the ability to receive messages, that means the ability to request an appointment, that means an ability to request to change an appointment, to pay your bill, to upload your images. A lot of our patients use Invisalign. They want to share those clean checks that are so cool on their Facebook. With Sesame Communication, with a click of a mouse, you can upload that to your Facebook. We're working on an integration to be able to upload 3D images of your skull on the Facebook. People really want to share experiences and communicate two ways with a clinician and then take that information and share it with their community online.
Well, let's say the doctor is watching this video and he says, "Oh my, I got to do a whole bunch of stuff to get up to speed here." And they realize that it's a step-by-step process to embrace this technology in the fullest extent possible. What's the first step in your mind?
Wow. I think the first step is to really clarify what the practice is, what their brand is, what they want to communicate. Because we used to communicate it through advertising, through yellow pages, through newsletters, through many different avenues. Now we need to learn how to communicate it online, but first we need to clarify, a doctor needs to clarify what is their vision and mission for the practice. What is that brand that we're trying to communicate? Then the first step is to have a website, because you need to have some presence on the internet, because we know more than 100 million consumers every year will Google something dental requesting some information. If you don't have a website, you're visible. You're not visible to this market. So the first step is to have a website. And in a website, you can have a very simple website all the way to a very fancy, with animation and everything else and videos. It depends on how much you want to invest, but having a presence and then optimizing that presence with what we call SEO, search engine optimization, which really allows you to put the right content on the website. So when I'm searching for Dentist Seattle Cosmetic or Invisalign, that your website will pop right up if that's what you want to communicate, because we optimized you for that. So website and SEO are basic. The next step would obviously be to then ask yourself, do you want to communicate with a community online? That would open the opportunities for the Facebooks, for the blogs for your practice. Now, if you really want to create community in the Ethernet, you need to be on the social networks. And you need to find a company that you can work with that understands patient preferences online and can provide you with great content, so you can get what we call stickiness online. So people keep coming back to your blog, keep coming back to your Facebook because they find it interesting or educational. The last thing is allowing that 24/7 access to your patients. And that is all about patient portals. It can take the form to begin with automated reminders, and that's all. Down the road, you can expand from automated reminders to go to other things, such as online payment plans, such as viewing and uploading your ClinChecks to your Facebook. So it can be as narrow or as broad as you want. And again, it starts with finding out what the practice is. So when we market that practice online, we do it properly and consistently. Let me diverge to a related issue, Mark. There are a lot of great services out there that do social media and websites and portals and reminders and all of these different things. They're all tactical. In order for a practice to be effective, it needs to be strategic in its approach. Not find this solution and that solution and then have something that is not really put together the right way, doesn't communicate a consistent brand, etc. Our goal is for a practice always to find a provider that can integrate all of it. So whether you have a small piece or all of it, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have is consistent, it's synergized, and it really communicates well the practice's vision and mission.
Diana Friedman, CEO of Sesame Communications. I want to thank you very much for your time and